The state of Alabama has decided to give up its fight against defunding or for defunding Planned Parenthood. In fact, Alabama has surrendered as a result of a federal judge ruling that the state cannot deny public funding to Planned Parenthood because they haven't done anything wrong. Now, in a joint court filing, both parties said that Alabama has resumed funding of Planned Parenthood clinics in Mobile, is it Mobile, Alabama or Mobile, Alabama?
I've heard both.
Yeah, whatever.
I think it's
tomato,
yeah.
and Birmingham. And the clinics were following state regulations. The clinics were following state regulations. Do you know what that means, Bill O'Reilly? It means that they're not selling fetal body parts.
Yeah.
Crazy. But you keep saying that on Fox News because you're a liar.
Louisiana, they did the same thing. They were like, you know what? All this stuff about the fetal organ transplant, we got to shut down Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
Which that state has 2 Planned Parenthood clinics. Those clinics do not participate in that program, nor do they even offer abortion services. They don't. Neither of them. Still wanted to shut them down.
Still wanted to shut them down.
Yeah.
Now, for all of you fiscal conservatives out there who also hate Planned Parenthood and you want to pursue legal action against them because you think they're doing something illegal, A, they haven't done anything illegal, and B, your taxpayer money is being used for all of these lawsuits and all of these attacks on Planned Parenthood. In fact, as a result of what Alabama did, they, of course, had to use taxpayer money to go after Planned Parenthood. And then after the federal judge ruled that they can't deny funding to the organization, the state agreed to pay $51,000 in legal fees in settling the lawsuit. That's taxpayer money, ladies and gentlemen, for all of you fiscal conservatives out there. Now, I'm sure you fiscal conservatives will look at this and say $51,000 isn't a lot of money, but just keep in mind that the $51,000 is for the legal fees alone, okay?
It sounds like a lot, but can you really put a price tag on trampling on the rights of women?
True. Very good point. Also, this isn't something that's unique to Alabama. A number of red states have gone after Planned Parenthood, including Louisiana, Arkansas, and Utah. All of these other states wanted to deny Medicaid funding to Planned Parenthood, but of course, federal judges intervened and said, no, sorry, you can't do that. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement said it would not conduct a full criminal investigation into the state's 16 Planned Parenthood affiliates after a preliminary inquiry turned up no evidence that they were selling or mishandling fetal remains. Bill O'Reilly, are you aware of that? You are aware of that, but you continue to lie to your audience because you're a piece of shit.
By the way, that graphic shows how bad things have gotten in America. Florida's 16 Planned Parenthood clinics. Do you have any idea how big Florida is? How many people live in Florida? 16 clinics? I mean, I know that there are other non-Planned Parenthood affiliated clinics where services can be rented and all that stuff, but I mean, look, we saw it happen in Texas just over the past 12 months or so. Like, you went from an already pathetic number that had been able to fight through all of the different layers of regulations down to something like in the teens right now. And in many places, you have to drive for hours to get to one, and then you have to go back the next day because you have to wait 24 hours afterward. This is good news. But it's bittersweet because we know what's been going on around the country. So maybe the Medicaid funding can't be denied, but many states, dozens of states over the past 10 years have denied state funding overall to these clinics. That's why people like Kasich love to brag about that at all the debates. So you win in this limited case, but in some of the much larger places like Texas, it's just continuing to lose because for whatever reason, when it comes to state legislatures, when it comes to state Supreme Courts, crazy people have been able to get into those positions of power.
I know, and it drives me crazy, especially when you consider that public funding is not to be used for abortion, okay?
Yeah.
It's against the law. You cannot use public funding, taxpayer money, to pay for abortions, which is why Planned Parenthood gets audited over and over again, and they prove over and over again that they do not use public money toward abortions. So again, for all you conservatives out there who think that your hard-earned money is going toward abortions, it's not at all.